And yet, even though there's a lot of comedy in this, your character's backstory has a certain amount of gravitas to it, and you're kind of the voice of reason in this bunch of people, aren't you?
Yeah, in a precinct full of goofballs, you need a voice of reason. Otherwise, they just spiral out of control. You know what I mean? So there's a yin and the yang, and so we go backwards and forwards. That's what's made every great comedy team work, is that someone's got to be the Abbott and someone's got to be the Costello. One of the first considerations, of course, was what Dan and Mike planned on doing with this character and how important his homosexuality was to the storytelling they're doing. So, I think it's appropriate, and it's not going to turn into an offensive stereotype, which is typically what happens when you play the gay character. You know what I mean? So, and that's part of the ongoing evolution. Every new group that gets introduced into the storytelling, you know what I mean? It goes through an awkward phase where it's all about that one characteristic. So what I know from Dan and Mike is that they create, having watched Parks and Rec in particular, is that they create complex worlds populated by goofballs, but they're still very good at what they're doing. They're trying very hard. We can take their concern seriously because they are good at what they're doing, or they're trying to become good at it. So if we had a bunch of cases that didn't matter and we were goofballs, I think we'd be in big trouble.
And you're no stranger to working with comic actors, but there are a lot of very funny people in the pilot that we watched. Is there a straight face factor that goes along with this at all? I mean, or just another day at work and you know what you're doing?
Well, every day is different, and I think for me, as an actor, my challenge, of course, is mastering the comic tone. Every other part of the job in terms of best practices, learning the lines, doing your research, I think I have that down. But what you have to learn through experience is how to perfect the comic tone. So I watch these guys like a hawk. I want to be in this world, and I want to set the proper stage for delivering jokes and gags that have real substance and real body. Because otherwise, then it's going to become something else. So I'm very, very interested in making sure that this is something I can be proud of, my kids can be proud of, my mother can be proud of. I showed the pilot to my kids. I have a 15-year-old and a 10-year-old, and there they are with headphones on, laughing out loud at the pilot. So I say to my wife, and we're all jaded veterans, and she's an actress, so we're watching them watch the show. And it's at that point that I know we hit it. We've got the right tone. Not because they're 15 and they're 10, but because they can simply laugh out loud at this show. It lets me know that we've found ourselves in the right place.